This was a piece that was developed after my reading of Henry Kissinger's book, Nuclear Weapons and Foreign Policy. It's a book that was published in 1957, so that's 53 years ago, when Kissinger was 33. And it had an impact regarding the Cold War, which was at its height at that time. And the book was basically about how you didn't necessarily had to face a thermonuclear holocaust. Even in an age of hydrogen bombs, you could have a conventional war with one or two tactical nuclear weapons or two being used. And the piece did not turn out to be relevant for the Cold War because we survived the Cold War without any nuclear explosions going off. And wars were mainly limited on the periphery, in Vietnam and Korea, in places like that. But it's taken on a new urgency, this 53-year-old book, in the post-Cold War, because we no longer worry about thermonuclear holocaust. But we do and will increasingly have to worry about limited war with perhaps a tactical nuclear explosion or two. The reason for that is nobody's developing thermonuclear hydrogen bombs, but they are developing relatively small nuclear bombs. And a lot of countries are developing intercontinental ballistic missiles to put on chemical warheads and and other things. So the idea of a limited war with a mass casualty attack becomes a worry that's very relevant and new. So what I did is I sort of did a review of Kissinger's book in an interview with Kissinger with this worry in the forefront of my mind. And I particularly focused on Iran, because this is where I think Kissinger's book is most relevant, because Iran seems hell-bent to develop a nuclear capacity. It's unclear that we will stop them militarily. It's unclear that it's in our best interest to start a war with Iran, because knocking out Iran's nuclear facilities, which are often located far below the ground in places close to population centers, may be too risky an enterprise. It also may be beyond the capacity of the Israeli military to accomplish well. Therefore, the chances of a nuclear Iran emerging are reasonable. And so if you have a nuclear Iran, and then you have other countries in the greater Middle East going nuclear, you face this prospect that Kissinger worried about in print 53 years ago, of limited war with the possibility of a nuclear exchange or two.